everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF race of the day for Sunday, December the 1st. It's race number 7 at Del Mar, the Grade 1 Matriarch for fillies and mares going 1 mile on the turf. Before we take a look at this very competitive field, remember that DRF's Black Friday sale is in full effect. Take 20% off just about everything in the entire DRF store. Learn more at shop.drf.com. Use the coupon code on your screen. Let's take a look at the field for the Grade 1 Matriarch. Remember to access free formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Take a peek and handicap along with me. Trainer Chad Brown chips in 4 horses for the Matriarch from his armada of good turf horses out in New York, and they all look like very strong contenders, including the number 11, Gino Romantica, fresh off a Grade 1 Stakes victory in the First Lady. Now, Gino Romantica will likely go favored in the Matriarch. Perhaps AG Bullet will vie for favoritism as well. Remember that Gino Romantica was considered for the Breeders' Cup Mile, but had to be withdrawn the week of the race due to a quarter crack issue. Let's throw up our Timeform US pace projector, and when you have a horse like AG Bullet in a race like the Matriarch, you expect A, AG Bullet's going to be on the lead, and B, the pace is going to be pretty fast, because she is simply a fast horse. Aussie Girl, the number 5, showed speed, stretching out for the first time in North America last time out. Don't think she's as fast as AG Bullet. The 8 Kehoe Beach, who was cross-entered at Churchill Downs earlier in this week, is a questionable starter. Well, she was on the lead last time out, but she sure didn't have to go fast to do so. I don't think she's as quick as AG Bullet. And Tirupati is stepping up after being reclaimed by Jonathan Thomas, another horse that's quick on the projector, but not sure she's as fast as AG Bullet. If AG Bullet can get to the lead and back down the fractions, she's obviously very tough. Timeform US does believe this pace will be fast, however, and that's a good news for the number 12 Nadette, who was a rallying second last time out up at Woodbine and has the fastest Timeform US late pace rating. Let's start things off with the number 1 Sacred Wish exiting a good third place effort in the Goldacova Stakes. We're going to take a look at that race right now. Now, that race didn't have a lot of pace at all. It was won by a gate to wire, a European performer, and I thought Sacred Wish all in all ran pretty well that day. She did show some tactical speed, but got in tight a little bit in the stretch. There were some trips in this race. When you go back in your free formulator past performances, click on the comment line, you'll be able to watch the entire replay of the Goldacova. I thought Sacred Wish ran well, and that's basically been the theme of her entire career. She's run well on dirt, she's run well on turf, she draws a nice inside post here, and she might get a better race flow. I think she's a bit underrated on paper. Personally, I think she might fit better on the bottom of single race exotic wagers, but I wouldn't be surprised in the least if she pulls off an upset under John Velasquez. The number 2 is Tirupati. Now, this horse was claimed for $25,000 2 starts back out of the Jonathan Thomas barn. Thomas showed a lot of confidence, dipping right back in for double that amount in this race. Tirupati had to go very fast on the lead in this $50,000 optional claimer at Woodbine. 22 and change, 46 and change. It looked like Tirupati still had the race sewn up at the 16th pole, but those early efforts took her toll, and the 3-year-old got a little bit tired. She is quick from the gate. I wonder if she's as fast as AG Bullet. I wonder if she's as classy as AG Bullet, but this is a very good trainer who is taking a shot. He cross-entered Tirupati at another strong race earlier this week at Del Mar. So, again, obviously, he feels she's doing well. AG Bullet is the number 3, and this horse just exploded to a win, going a mile on the turf in the Oceanitas, and that was the confidence booster that maybe she needed. She had always been good sprinting, going down the hill. She'd been good at a mile in the past, but the Oceanitas was a fast race, and it was a race where she controlled things up front, and more importantly, showed the ability to back down the pace and relax on the lead once she got it. They tried a spot at Kentucky Downs. She exploded. She loved that quirky turf course. While beaten by Gino Romantica in the First Lady 2 starts back, I wonder if that course, even though it was listed as firm, is a little bit softer than what she likes. She got back to Del Mar last time out. She cut back to 5 furlongs, and she ran great. Let's watch the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint against the boys. That's Cogburn, the big favorite on the lead, and he went fast to get it. AG Bullet stayed within range, is on the outside, is battling in between horses. This is such a game effort for her to only finish a neck behind the top two finishers. Another triple-digit Beyer speed figure for AG Bullet, who this time around should be controlling the pace. Maybe 5/8 was a little bit short for her last time out, but boy, did she run well against good competition. Child of the Moon is the first of the Brown Quartet, and we're going to watch her most recent race, the Athenia, where she beats Prerequisite. Another Chad train runner entered in the Matriarch. Prerequisite was on the lead turning into the stretch. She worked out a 3-wide tracking trip before getting first run turning for home. Child of the Moon, though, at this 1.125 distance is a little bit too strong for Prerequisite, and she grinds her down to win. I like the fact that she overcame a slow pace, and it just looks like she's getting better with each and every start. She's won 2 of 3 since shipping in from France and being transferred to the Brown Barn. She's going to turn back to a mile here, and if the race is full of pace, as perhaps Timeform US believes, Child of the Moon should be rolling at the very end. I do think she's lightly raced with a lot of upside potential. After the Athenia, Chad mentioned that both Child of the Moon and Prerequisite might go directly to the Pegasus World Cup turf. They've been rerouted here, and of course Brown's had a tremendous amount of success in this race. Aussie Girl had good form overseas in her native Ireland. She didn't run very well in her North American debut at Kentucky Downs, but she also didn't break very well over a very quirky course at Kentucky Downs, a track where some horses just don't seem to like it. Aussie Girl got back on the beam last time out at Keeneland, breaking from an outside post. Irad Ortiz decided just to go for it, and it was the right move. Yes, Aussie Girl had to go pretty quick contesting the pace, but she had just enough in the lane to hold off these allowance runners. Now she's stepping up in class. She's facing other speeds. I think she's probably at her best when she's on or near the lead, so she must avoid being burned out chasing AG Bullet in the early part of this race. Mufi is the number 6, another one trained by Jonathan Thomas, and this is a mare that often gets into some traffic trouble, as she did last time out when she was 4th in the Matriarch. It's really not sure what it is. It's not like she's a true one-run closer. She likes to race in mid-pack or so. It just seems like she finds herself in a pickle more often than not. She also has a good amount of talent. She won the Dance Smartly 2 starts back in Woodbine, the Perfect Sting 4 starts back. She's kept good company when shipped to Southern California. She's just a hardy mare that is often dismissed at double-digit odds and often outruns those double-digit odds. I wouldn't be surprised if she outruns them again with a positive race flow. For her, it's all about getting a trip. Tax Implications is the number 7, going out for Chad Brown. 3rd last time out in the Dance Smartly. For a Chad trainee to go off at such a big price, that was a bit of a surprise. I thought she had her chances in the stretch that day. Mufi was a little bit tougher than she was in the lane. She's run some good races, and I think just because Chad has kind of spotted her perfectly. They ran her in the Eatontown, a grade 3 at Monmouth 3 starts back. I thought all in all, her trip was okay, and she was able to get it done. Then they ran her at Saratoga in a 2nd level allowance race where she just missed. She's really getting a little bit of a class test here, stepping up against grade 1 competition. Joel Rosario picks up the mount. You always have to respect anything Chad sends out on the turf, and Tax Implications will be a price. Kehoe Beach is the number 8. Kehoe Beach was a winner last time out for trainer Wesley Ward in gate-to-wire fashion. Let's watch Kehoe Beach's performance. A questionable star. She's entered at Churchill Downs on Friday after this video is being taken, so we're not sure exactly where she's going to go, but she's certainly in good form, and Frankie Dettori gave Kehoe Beach a beautiful ride in this allowance race, going a mile at Keeneland. Went to the front and just dropped the anchor on this field, leaving Kehoe Beach with plenty of speed and stamina to sprint away in the final furlong. She got a very respectable 94 Beyer speed figure. I just wonder if she can be as effective if she has to rate from off the pace, because I just don't see a situation where she's out sprinting AG Bullet for the early lead. Prerequisite is the number 9, and this horse has always hinted at a lot of ability for Chad. It's been concentrating on longer distances. This horse won the Grade 2 Wonder again in only her 3rd lifetime start, and then was 2nd in the Belmont Oaks. behind Aspen Grove, who of course is also in this race. She might be racing back into her best form. The Matriarch is going to be her third start following a very lengthy layoff, and I thought she ran well in the video we showed early on the Athenia. She was wide tracking a slow pace, made a bid to the front, and was just run down late at 1 1/8. Perhaps a mile is a bit sharp for her, but I won't be surprised if she's taken back a little bit more this time around for Flavia and Pratt and can make a strong stretch run given a pretty swift pace. Aspen Grove is the 10, and she to me is the interesting long shot to consider in here, because I think of all the horses coming out of the Goldakova, she might have been troubled the most. Again, click that short comment on your free formulator past performances. You can watch the replay, and I just thought it was a start and stop trip near the back of the pack where she was bottled up in traffic in the stretch over and behind horses, never really got a chance to show what she could do late, and she still was making up a little bit of late ground. Her prior effort was a good one, a second in the Rodeo Drive at Santa Anita. I think it showed that she could hang with these kind of horses, and she's versatile from a distance standpoint. Last time she turned back to the mile, and it looked like she was kicking on at the end of that slow-paced race. Jack Sisterson is going to put blinkers on here, and we'll see if that helps Aspen Grove focus or maybe give her just a little bit more interest out of the gate. Breaking from Toast 10, I think Aspen Grove at a price must be considered. Gina Romantica is the 11, and she is simply the horse to beat. Let's watch her most recent start. It was the Grade 1 First Lady at Keeneland. I really liked the ride that Jose Ortiz gave Gina Romantica. Sharp out of the gate, found the pocket on the backstretch, got out into the stretch after chasing the fast pace, ran past AG Bullet, who finished 4th, and earned a very strong 103 Beyer speed figure, her 4th triple-digit Beyer of her career. She's very tactical, she's very talented. A mile is her distance, but remember, the original goal was the Breeders' Cup Mile, and she had to miss that race due to a quarter crack. She'll take money in here, and deservedly so. Nadette is the horse with the fastest time form U.S. late pace rating. She was entered in the Goldakova on November the 2nd, was listed as a vet scratch that day, so she'll be coming into this race off a 2-month layoff. But the last time we saw her was the Dance Smartly, where she rallied from well off of the pace to finish a close second to Moofy. She is an honest horse, a graded stakes winner going a mile, and I think cutting back to that distance in a race full of pace will help her out. From this post position, there really is no choice. You just take her back to last, try to save as much early ground as possible, and then hope for the best. Nadette will come with a late kick. I wonder if it will be too little, too late. Before we take a look at my top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Let's take a look at my top selection for the Grade 1 Matriarch. I think prerequisite, the number 9, might be knocking on the door. Again, this is her 3rd start off of a long layoff. She has some tactical speed. She's going to have to prove it at a mile against a good field of horses. And you could argue she's been a little bit of a disappointment in her career, and that there have been a lot of close but no cigar finishes, but I'm not ready to give up on her just yet, and I think the price might be square. Gina Romantica is the horse to beat, AG Bullet is the horse to catch, and I wonder if one of the horses to bet is the number 10 Aspen Grove off of that troubled finish. I'm going 9, 11, 3, and 10 in the Grade 1 Matriarch. It's one of my favorite races of the year because it always comes up strong. It's the 7th at Del Mar, your DRF race of the day for Sunday. Good luck.
Hey friends, you look like you're in need of a winner. If you enjoyed the great content right here, just click and subscribe right here and enjoy the great DRF.com race of the days, the phenomenal stakes previews, and so much more. Many of that content featuring me and my exceptional selections. Trust me, you won't regret it.